who is butt buddies with Elon Musk. So Elon Musk then responds, and I guess that's where people started getting crazy and making videos and saying Elon Musk is trying to destroy Rumble. I think Elon Musk is aware that he's selling people a lie when he tells them he's gonna sue their employers.
If I got paid that much, I can't imagine how much money they're losing on this program or why they would even do this.
Milo came out with text messages from Kanye.
There's a ton of infighting on the right. If you follow the Fuentes, well, you do. It seems like you're into the Fuentes drama, right?
A little bit.
So,
it's
like,
hard to keep track of.
Him, Milo, Ali Alexander, all the people that have left America First, Turning Point USA, like these guys all fight with each other like crazy. Even Crowder and the Daily Wire were fighting with each other, right? So everybody's vying, especially with the Trump vacuum, as Trump like withdraws from relevancy. Like there's gonna be a lot of people vying to fill that vacuum with his prior fan base. So.
Also saw Barbie might be a topic.
Steven, did you see that movie yet, so can't really talk about that. Yeah.
Honestly, once in a lifetime film. You're gonna be talking about it for 30 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's gonna be like one of those classics. It's gonna be like a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Where you gotta watch it. I can't tell if
you're memeing or not. Are you serious or are you memeing? I truly don't know.
The Barbie movie?
Yeah.
No, it has staying power. It's a real film. It is a surprisingly real film.
Okay, I guess we'll see.
You're like, wow, why did you do this? Why did they let you do this?
What did you like about it? What did you think was so good about it?
It's just a very human message. I really like, the classic Pinocchio story of a doll wants to be a real person. Did you ever see like Steven Spielberg's AI?
No, but I've seen like Ex Machina. I've seen like a lot of those types of films, I guess.
If you're into those themes, that's all Barbie is. It's a robot that wants to be a human being, which I find
McDonald's fish made from grounded up
very interesting narrative,
yum.
Very beautiful narrative.
Wow. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Movie I saw, it topped 1 billion. That's like a big deal.
1 billion.
Right?
Ben Shapiro got owned.
What is the wait? How much did it cost to make?
300.
Okay, not bad. That's like a big blockbuster, yeah.
Oh, it's like, dude, they're doing an entire Hasbro verse now or Mattel verse. Sorry.
Really?
Because of how well it. Oh, dude, they're doing Polly Pocket. They're doing Rock'em Sock'em Robots. They're doing I forget what else they own. But they had a whole list of all the ones they want to do.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be terrible. That's not good. They learned the lesson was let female, filmmakers make a very feminist, poignant message. Not because it's based on a toy, it makes money. Mm-hmm. But whatever.
Did you ever watch the original Lego movie?
I did. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Original Lego movie.
Wait, have you seen that, Chaeiry?
No, I'm not sure. Is there multiple?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there one before that stacked cast?
Okay.
There was like the Batman one that came after. I don't know if there are more.
Oh, okay. I only saw the Batman one.
Oh, okay. I thought the Batman one, I feel like I saw that and it was like,
Just All right. I don't want to delay this much more. So I would like to get into the meat of what I wanted to bring you guys together. The Nick Fuentes stuff. And I forget how long ago that happened. It was like a month ago. But I don't think I ever saw a crossover between this community and yours after the backlash that you got for, they say, inserting yourself as like an op.
Oh, well,
So
I mean, sure. So I'm on Twitter and I see Nick
do you think that you hanging out with Dick has influenced your speaking at all? Because you sound very similar to him now, more than I feel like you did before. Am I crazy?
Everyone keeps saying that me and Dick sound exactly the same now, so you're not the first person to tell me that.
Okay, interesting. Gotcha.
I mean, I see the guy every week, so hopefully I've retained some of my own speaking mannerisms, but maybe I just clone my big brother like an idiot. So what happened? So I see Nick Fuentes streaming on Rumble, as well as Cozy. People want to make that distinction. And I'm like, well, I look in the chat. I'm interested in Rumble. Obviously, Rumble claiming to be a free speech platform, which I think is bullshit. I think all these platforms are ultimately at the whim of their advertisers, and if any advertiser starts being like, well, we're going to pull all this money if you don't ban this guy, I'm pretty sure that the free speech platform will fold. I don't know. Maybe Rumble is more resilient, but I doubt it.
Okay.
So I'm watching the stream, And I'm like, sure are a lot of Nazis over on Rumble, you know, because that's kind of what you cultivate when you say, oh, we have a free speech platform. All the Nazis go, we can hang out over here. So I just kind of flippantly took a screenshot and I said, Nick Fuentes is currently streaming, ranting about the Jews. Or no, I said is currently giving an anti-Semitic speech to over 6,000 people over on @Rumble Video. They're really mad that I put @Rumble Video because they can, some people, I don't know how to define the people who are mad about it, but there's this segment of the internet that believes snitching is like the most important thing to be worried about. Like you can't snitch. Like we're all supposed to be operating in this weird phantom internet where none of the tech platforms are aware of what's being said or what's going on. And I'm like, well, I just tagged them because I don't know. Sometimes I tag accounts and I think it helps tweet visibility. Also, people who don't know what Rumble is might go like, well, what's Rumble? It's kind of a new platform, so I tagged them. Anyway, I got a bunch of shit for people saying, oh, you're trying to get Nick Fuentes banned off Rumble because you want them to see that tweet and get angry and take him down. I'm like, I don't care about Nick Fuentes. I don't care if Nick Fuentes is on Rumble at all. Anyway, so that got retweeted by Ian Miles Cheong, if you know that gentleman.
Unfortunately,
who is butt buddies with Elon Musk. So Elon Musk then responds to Ian Miles Cheong's retweet with an exclamation. I think it was 2 exclamation points Elon delivered to this. That was his reaction to Nick Fuentes' big anti-Semitic showdown in Florida. He was given a big event. And I guess that's where people started getting crazy and making videos and saying Elon Musk is trying to destroy Rumble because he responded to this tweet, you know, talking about what kind of content is on Rumble and then Nick Fuentes is streaming there. And then somehow I'm a bad guy because I tagged Rumble and then Elon Musk found out about it, and then that's the only way Rumble finds out about it and takes down Nick Fuentes' speech. It's a very bizarre situation. I don't even know if it's interesting.
Yeah,
I feel like Steven is like, this is boring.
Yeah, I guess what is the
what are we trying to get at here?
Yeah, or what are you asking me? Yeah,
I'm getting at the fact that he sort of got villainized for, oh god, the word villainized again. Villainized for just taking something that is streamed for the public, it's on the internet, and he's sort of like presented as snitching, even though all he did was grab an image, a video of like Fuentes and Sneako's own words, and he's sort of viewed as a traitor. And I thought that that was pretty similar to your interactions with those people, that space where you're supposed to pretend like the things that they said are not worth like reporting or engaging with.
I mean that can be snitching just because you're taking something already on the internet and then showing other people that you can snitch that way.
How
right?
How is it snitching if it's uploaded content?
I mean, what do you mean? If I show,
I guess the question is,
wait, hold on,
yeah,
just to try. If I see you doing something that I think is maybe inappropriate on stream, and then I post your stream on Twitter, and then I at like Twitch support, and I go like, is this really allowed on Twitch? I'm snitching, right? That's essentially what I'm doing, right?
But if I uploaded something that's not allowed on Twitch, that's ultimately my fault for posting it.
Yeah, but these are two fundamentally different things. Something can be your fault, but somebody else could still be snitching, right?
I wouldn't agree with that.
How?
I mean, you could be in the effort of trying to get someone in trouble. I think the problem is that we've got to the point where people are saying, you know, don't report on what Nick Fuentes is doing because then he might get in trouble with whatever tech platform is currently hosting him. Like the mere act of reporting on Fuentes, some people will say like, oh, you're just trying to get him banned. You're just trying to get him in trouble. And it's like, well, don't I have a, right to, I don't like this guy. I want people to know the fucked up shit he's saying so that hopefully when they go, oh, there's an America First convention in town, I care about America, they know what America First actually is and what it stands for.
I think you can just own it and call it light snitching. Just say like, yeah, I think this guy does abhorrent shit. I think more people should know about it. Like, I
definitely said that. I definitely said I want to. They're like, what was the purpose of posting this? And I'm like, to negatively impact Nick Fuentes' reputation. Like, obviously. Sure. I'm not posting it as like, this is
at that
fun.
point, just own it. Be like, yeah, I guess it's kind of like snitching, right?
Well, the thing is that they don't really, like, honestly, I've had huge, like, the Quartering made a whole video about it. Like, there's huge YouTubers being like, oh, the worst thing that happened here is that Vito is a snitch. And I'm like, all I did was repost one screenshot, and then I took the video of the things he was saying, and I went, well, this is obviously newsworthy. He's saying he wants to kill the Jews. So I took that and I edited it down to the relevant aspects and I blasted it out. And it's been a big, weird controversy that there's a lot of people who, I guess it's this intersection of, there's people who are such free speech warriors that they think if you do anything that might possibly get someone banned from a tech platform, that makes you anti-free speech. And I'm like, guys, I think
they're worried about it snowballing into affecting everybody, basically, right?
Yes, absolutely. They always think it's going to be the next adpocalypse. So we all have to exist under this veil of secrecy, and no one is allowed to report on anything bad anyone else is doing because it might create some sort of climate of bannings.
It's a tad hyperbolic, but generally speaking, yeah.
I don't think it is hyperbolic. I mean, people are really passionate about this. Like, they really think that, you know, I've had multiple people be like, you're going to destroy Rumble or some shit. I'm like, well, it's not my job to protect I don't care if I destroy. I'm not trying to destroy Rumble.
Sure, why not just say that then? What's the issue, right?
I think the issue is people's, what do you call it? Reactions are so extreme.
Yeah, I mean, some people, one, you're going to have his ardent defenders. Be careful when you're dealing with Fuentes, because his community astroturfs harder than any other community on the internet. So a lot of them are going to pose as other people while pretending to just be like, you know, dewy-eyed good citizens. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But
yeah.
But I mean, also Fuentes and his audience also snitch too. Like, those guys mass report anybody they don't like. Like, they do it in the open. So who the cares? Like, it's not like he's any better for freedom of speech.
Yeah, I guess the disappointment is that we know Fuentes' community snitches, and I think he encourages it. And he's even been on record saying, you know, it's fine to false flag people and take their shit down. But then someone, you know, goes, hey, Nick Fuentes is saying he wants to kill a bunch of Jews over on Rumble Video. All of a sudden, there's this weird pass that he's getting that makes me wonder if like these commentators are kind of like secretly on his side. Then I'm like, well, how come he can do it? You know, how come he can go out and legitimately false flag people and we know of this, but someone just reports on what he's doing and it's like, oh, you're just trying to shut down his free speech. You must be working for the globalists. I get a lot of that. You must be in league with the ADL. And I'm like,
I mean, I don't understand. Why can't you just say, like, I'm not a free speech absolutist? Like, yeah, I don't think that all speech should be, like, allowed. Just say that, no?
Well, I think all speech, what do you call it? I'm a free speech absolutist in the governmental sense. These are private platforms, so I don't even know if that's a free speech issue.
I mean, it kind of is, right?
I don't think so. I think the way that people think free speech means you should be able to say whatever you want on Twitter is just, like, silly.
Well, sure, then just say that. I don't believe in free speech on platforms, then. I think that's just a government thing.
But it's not free speech. That's not free. We
can talk about free speech without it necessarily being the government doing it, right?
I don't think so. I think anytime you talk about free speech, you're necessarily talking about the government.
Does censorship necessarily talk about the government too, then, or?
No.
Okay, well then instead of free speech, you could call it anti-censorship then, like.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, then just say that you're pro-censorship in some ways.
Does he have to,
that doesn't sound good.
Well, it doesn't sound good, but you are. But just own it. Who cares? Like.
But the problem is everyone's pro-censorship.
Sure, then
they're not going to call themselves pro-censorship.
Well, then I don't know. I mean, it seems like you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. Like, you can't say like, oh, I'm super pro-free speech. Oh, I'm against censorship, but I think Fuentes should be censored, and I'm not in favor of his speech being hosted on this platform. Like,
I am super free speech though, like 100%.
In the narrow definition of just as long as the government doesn't do anything bad about it.
In the correct definition of so long as the government is doing anything bad.
In the correct definition as far as you attest, but most people would disagree with you probably.
Most people are incorrect.
Well.
Free speech is specifically a governmental concept.
If I'm going to fight against you, you're incorrect. The First Amendment and the protection of the freedom of speech under the First Amendment is a governmental concept, but freedom of speech is a very broad concept, and it can apply to anything. It can apply to a household, it can apply to a social media platform, it can apply to a classroom. Like, that's how most people would use it. That's how I would use it. Okay.
Well, I disagree.
Okay. But almost every single person online is going to disagree with you, so which is fine. You can have your definition, but just be aware that when you head into the forest to fight the savages, that every single person is going to be using a different definition of freedom of speech than you are. Every single person will be.
I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people understand that freedom of speech is between you and the government, and that anything else is, a private platform. I can say you're not allowed to use my theater just because I own it. You're not allowed to use it. Do
you want to?
It's not a free speech issue.
I mean, we could poll people if you want, but I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion, but.
All right.
Do you really have to even make this argument when the big thing that people are complaining about is that your tweet, your clip of that speech that was already uploaded on other platforms, it got taken down from Rumble. Rumble is the platform that says we're a free speech platform. If they take down the video, why are you the one answering for it? Shouldn't Rumble have a lot to say here?
Well, because they're not an actual free speech platform. Again, my understanding of free speech platform would be anything that is legal under the law would be allowed on their platform. I guess people are mad at Rumble for exposing that they're not a real free speech platform, and they're mad that it was put to a very simple test. Can Nick Fuentes say he wants a bunch of Jews to die? Legally, yes. They're claiming it was they considered it a threat. I don't think it meets the legal definition of a threat. So, I mean, whatever. If people want to say it's my fault that Rumble abandoned their supposed ideology, okay, I'll take responsibility for that. But at the end of the day, it was their choice. I can't force them to do anything.
Agree. With that, what about you, Steven?
I don't know what we're arguing about right now. What is the?
Pay the fuck attention. Are you in an autism game?
I don't know. Hold on, stop. I don't know what. It sounds like he has a fight with some people on the internet over this nebulous definition of freedom of speech and what is called. But I don't know what input am I supposed to give? We're
not talking about his nebulous thing with freedom of speech right now. We're talking about Rumble. The difference between.
I don't think Steven needs to have an opinion on this, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what my. I mean,
No, I want him to have an opinion on this.
Okay, what do you want me to give my opinion about? Yeah, what is my opinion that you're looking to solicit here?
The difference between a Vito going under fire for being against free speech or whatever, but it's Rumble the one who takes down a video when their whole stake is being a free speech platform. Isn't that a little bit ludicrous? Wouldn't you say that Rumble should be scrutinized for taking down a video if they claim that they are a free speech platform?
Sure, I think that's fair.
Thank you. I just need to be told that I'm correct.
Okay.
I just think Steven doesn't feel too passionately about this, and I don't blame him.
I mean, I agree with what Vito said initially. This is all business from my eyes. New platform opens up. They say that they're for pro-freedom of speech. That's super standard because they're trying to accumulate as many users as possible. They end up accruing an unruly or unsavory user base because they come from other platforms where they've all been banned, and most of them are probably shit users. And then as the platform grows larger, they try to shed that bad, the far-right associations that they've gotten as a result of accruing said fan base, and then they slowly start to clamp down on less favorable or unsavory speech. That's just
which we've seen on every platform.
Yeah,
that's
literally
tried this
everybody
before.
does this. Yeah, so I don't.
I guess maybe that's a more interesting topic. Do you have thoughts on Rumble and their longevity as a platform? Do you think what they're doing is better than any other platform previous, or? You are using Rumble currently, yes or no?
Not at the moment. I mean, I wish them the best. I hope that, it's more platforms is always better. And I hope that, I hope they succeed. I think it's cool that they built out all of their data infrastructure and everything. I think that's pretty cool. Do you think there's a genuine, because we talk a lot about, the right and their belief that there's a parallel economy, that there's this unseen market segment that is going to drive growth, and the tech companies don't understand that if they just let these people grow and thrive, it'll be a huge market segment. My belief is that there's not, YouTube makes their money from mommy bloggers and toy reviews and other bullshit. I think this belief that Rumble, which is, publicly traded, and I believe their stock is up, I think it's a lot of hopium that there's a huge market for listening to these right-wing talking heads, tell you about child groomers. But at the end of the day, there's just not enough of an audience to sustain that platform, not with the hosting costs and whatever else. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't think that type of content will ever be popular. There's a reason why the family-friendly shit and the woke stuff is popular. It's because it appeals broadly to so many different people. The people that want to watch hyper-specific right-wing shit that's kind of aggressive, we'll say, I don't think there's as big a market for that. But hey, I could be wrong.
Well, just what we know. So I talked to Dick a lot, and Dick is convinced that Rumble Well, he thinks it's some sort of bizarre scam to help prop up DeSantis. I don't know if I'll go that far. But it does kind of feel like one of these things where, these guys go out and they go, oh, the market, we'll find the market. There's an untapped market. It's going to be bigger than ever. And I go, no, you're going to spend all your money on these hosting costs. It costs an insane amount of money to be streaming video. There's no real way to scale it. The outrage is there, and you have your collection of outrage merchants to help prop it up. But at the end of the day, you need Maytag washers to come in and say, hey, we want to sell washers to your community. And they're not going to do it when the community, again, when you've allowed guys like Fuentes to, bring in his goons and turn your platform into a toxic hellhole. I think there's a lot of talk about, I can't believe YouTube, bans Alex Jones and bans Nick Fuentes. And I go, well, that's the reason they have money. Like, what are you talking about? That's the reason their platform is viable, is because they make it an advertiser-friendly space.
Okay. I don't know what I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. Yeah, but
you agree that Rumble has a flawed business model?
No,
you guys do not have to debate.
Okay, yeah, it's not a flawed business model. It's just the way of tech startups. When you begin, the number one thing that matters is user acquisition. Nothing else matters. Capital investment, technology, growth plan, roadmaps, none of that shit matters. The only thing that matters is user acquisition. Everything can come afterwards. So in the beginning, everybody markets themselves as free speech. We're Mastodon, we're Rumble, we're Kick. Everybody is super free speech. Once you have a user base, at some point, once you've burned through your starting capital and you've done your other rounds of funding, right? At some point, you're like, okay, I need to make some money. Now we look towards, you can either get money from your users through the form of subscriptions, like what Twitter's trying to do, or you can say, well, let's bring in sponsors and advertising, because that's what the rest of the internet does. When you start bringing in advertisers, now you have to, for the first time ever, early on, being free speech is easy because you're just trying to get users. But now when you're competing for advertiser dollars, now free speech is very difficult, because now you're looking at, do I want to be profitable? Or do I want to adhere to some whatever principles about freedom of speech? So that is the conundrum that every platform runs into once they get to a certain size. Twitch, Justin TV was the exact same way. Justin TV became popular rebroadcasting illegal copyrighted material. Twitch became popular by people harassing each other and doing crazy shit online, right? As platforms grow larger and you're trying to appeal to advertisers and broader fan bases, you necessarily start to tone your shit down. That's always been the way of these platforms. Yeah.
Just to add in there, because I don't think it's just competing for ads. I believe it's Kick that now had to make changes so that they can meet the requirements to be on the app stores with Google and Apple. So they're just finding that being free speech or being uncensored, it's coming with backfires.
Sure. Yeah, not surprising at all.
I think a lot of people. I find it interesting that a lot of people are living in this free speech fantasy where they don't understand how free speech interacts with commerce and capitalism.
Careful, hold on, you're using free speech in the way that you said it should never be used. So careful.
I don't know if I am, but
now it sounds like when you're saying free speech, you just mean people being allowed to voice their opinions unobstructed rather than the governmental principle, which I agree is how most people use it. Probably you included, but go ahead.
I still think I'm using it in the way I mean to be using it. I'm saying, yes, when I say free speech, I mean they seem to think that their speech... You know what? I won't get bogged into down into semantics. I'll just use it the way you choose to use it, and that's fine.
Okay.
Have you seen Elon Musk's announcement that he wants to look into people who were fired for using Twitter and perhaps following the wrong accounts or saying the wrong thing, and wanting to open lawsuits against those employers?
Yeah, he's not doing that. Funny, but I don't think he'll actually follow through on that.
Well, I guess what's bothering me at this current time is I think that a lot of these tech platforms and the tech leaders, guys like Elon Musk, are lying to people about the nature of free speech, about what free speech rights they have, and trying to paint this picture that you have some sort of legal rights to say whatever you want and not face any sort of economic repercussions or personal repercussions for it. And a lot of people are buying into that. It's a very exciting proposition. They're going, oh yeah, finally someone's going to stand up to the evil government and make it so I can't get fired for what I say on Twitter. Same with again, that's like what Rumble's marketing plan is like the only reason you're not able to say whatever you want is just because, you know, the evil leftists are preventing it. It's like, no, it's specifically because of the intersection of advertisers and speech and stuff they don't want to be associated with. So I guess the question is, do you think it's moral? Do you think these guys want? Do you think Elon Musk is aware that he's selling people a lie when he tells them he's gonna sue their employers over things they said on Twitter that they were rightfully fired for? I mean, legally under employment law, you can definitely sue someone if they negatively impact your business with things they say online. Yeah. Do you think he's knowingly lying when he does that?
Yeah, Elon just farms dipshits that think that he has like some principled like obligation to protect freedom of speech or whatever. Yeah, he farms those people super hard.
I think he's a dumb fuck, and I think he virtue signals free speech platform for attention, and he's probably, this is the thing with the lawsuits, it's him offering to pay for people's lawsuits. I think he's doing that for celebrity, for audience.
I don't know if he believes. I don't know if he believes some of this though. Some of the things he tweets, where I go like, wait, does this guy really not understand that, like, you know, you have the legal right to fire your employee if they say racist stuff on Twitter? Like,
yeah, but I mean, look at what else he was going to do. Wasn't he supposed to rebuild all of Puerto Rico's power grid? Wasn't he going to send that submarine to save that diver?
Hey, he was working on that submarine. I saw a video of it. That sub was real. Steven, take that back right now. Was it? He wanted to say, he had like a pool and they had a tube in it with a guy in it. He went, look, it'll work. And I went, all right, Elon. And then he started calling everybody a pedophile for some reason. I don't know how that helped his submarine. The point is that I think we are living in an era where people misunderstand. People are grifting weirdly on lying about your free speech rights and trying to convince you that there's this leftist.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because right-wing people are literally the stupidest, fucking easiest people to fucking monetize. Like, it's like, for the left, you just have to throw, like, a trans black person in a show and they all go crazy for it. And then on the right, all you have to do is virtue signal about, like, freedom of speech and then put an American flag around yourself. And, like, people on the right, like, lose their fucking mind over it, right? Like, these guys will boycott one beer from Anheuser-Busch and then they'll go buy another one made by the same fucking company. Like, yeah, they're an easy crowd to monetize. To be fair, most people are politically, but, yeah.
We live in a time of great ignorance.
Yeah.
And it's, I feel like I should be doing more to monetize it.
Well.
Are you making money on Twitter, by the way?
Yeah, have you qualified? I got a $600 payout. I didn't even know that was a thing.
$600? Really? That's not bad.
Yeah, what a wacky world.
Wait, that's it? Isn't your account pretty big?
I was going to say I would have actually expected a larger payout for you. Does that cover 1 month?
1 month of what? Oh, yeah. I don't know why.
1 month of tweeting.
I don't know why they're paying. If I got paid that much, I can't imagine how much money they're losing on this program or why they would even do this.
I mean, they're paying out a lot. I've seen, you know, 5-figure checks for a month of tweeting. 11,000, stuff like that.
Yeah, but why? Like, did anybody on Twitter need this feature? Like,
that's what's strange. Is what is the belief? It
seems like
here?
A huge loss of money for literally.
It seems like just giving money away.
Yeah, I have no idea, but hey, cool. I'm not gonna complain.
Do you think it helps at all keeping people on Twitter or X versus going over to Threads? Everyone's really excited for Threads.
I don't think Threads is a real competitor. It's another one of those. Yeah. We started it up, everybody makes an account, and then they immediately forget about it.
Yeah, I'd be curious if it influences people posting more. I mean, it kind of makes me want to post more, but I'm also lazy, so I don't. So who knows?
It makes me want to start one of these stupid gimmick accounts, like liberals with animals or something, you know?
True.
Posting their L's.
Liberal animals posting their L's. And I'll have a cat falling out of a tree, but I'll label it Biden voter.
True.
And then everybody kind of mock it horrifically.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Sound of Freedom, Destiny?
You mean the
Can you hear
movie
the
about
sound of freedom
that every single conservative is supporting, while at the other side of their mouth supporting the Tates and saying unequivocally there's no way they're guilty? That movie?
I made that exact same observation myself.
Cringe. They're all so cringe, dude.
Yeah,
and again, it's so funny because like they'll make fun of like liberals, and I think you can make fun of progressives for some of their movies. Like, oh wow, you made on the Magic the Gathering
another movie about racism.
Sure, Aragorn is black. Congratulations, cringe. And then it's like, what? There's one brave American about to stand up to the evil politicians to stand against sex trafficking. Like, oh my god, this is so good. It's like, okay, dude.
And then they go.
Really
I don't know why you
buffs, right?
Do what?
I didn't mean to cut you off, Vito, but.
I'm a big movie guy. I mean, unfortunately, I wish I had more time for better films. I keep seeing all the studio garbage so I can talk about it on YouTube for clicks. It's been a while since I've got to see a good classic art film. I did you see Spielberg's The Fabelmans? That was good.
Nope.
It's the entire Spielberg's life. Basically, should have been called The Spielbergs, but I guess that wasn't as good a title. You're like, well, it's just Steven Spielberg. But it's all about him being a young Jewish boy facing adversity and becoming a great film director. That was really good. I enjoyed that. And Destiny has not seen Barbie, which I'm very upset about because any true, what do you call it, progressive should go see that movie to fight back against the right-wing tirades.
I'm sorry.
That are furious about the woke Barbie movie.
Just a bad leftist, I guess.
You honestly, you are. You need to see this movie.
I'll work on it.
We need more people fighting for Barbie.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%.
Dress up in pink when you go?
I want to go see it again. I'll go see it again. I am gonna. Yeah, I'll dress up with full Kenergy.
Wait,
that's what I believe.
I'm sorry. Do you have children?
No, I'm working on it.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Wait, do you have like a fiance and a girlfriend, or are you just like fucking random people on Tinder, or was that a joke?
I have a girlfriend, and we have discussions.
Oh,
it's a long term. It's a long term plan. Let's put it that way.
Kids generally are, yeah. That's usually how it works.
How about you? You working on pumping out some kids, Steven?
God, I hope not right now. If I am, it's purely by accident. So.
Now's the time. Come on. Well, your seed is still virile.
The red pillars told me that it always works. Is that not true, or?
I've heard that cum can degrade a little bit, or semen.
A little.
The eggs definitely degrade, so
we'll be okay.
I just don't want you to have an autistic kid.
Well,
I mean, you're definitely gonna have a semi-autistic kid, but you don't want like full-blown autism, right?
Listen, like father, like son, right? I'm ready for.
I guess so.
Mega autistic kid, all right. I need God to test my life, to test me.
Do you think you have a moral obligation to pass down your genes?
No.
I think you do.
Why is that?
Because I think you're a great thought leader. I think you're an important speaker for truth and progressive issues.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do this like mimetically, right? It doesn't have to be genetically. It's not like the only way a person who thinks good thoughts can pass them down is to have children, right? No, I'm not trying to shit on having children for that reason, but I think there's other ways to like.
I think that, yes, you can pass down your ideas, but also passing down your superior intellectual genetic material is a burden to the human race.
Yeah, listen,
is a benefit to the human race.
I love my parents. I love them to death. They're great people. They've tried their hardest. I don't know if I come from like ultra high IQ genetic stock, okay? I think I was. It
doesn't matter. It's all. But you know, it's random, man. You could take two fucking dumb Polacks and put them in a jar and make Albert Einstein. You never know.
Okay.
The point is, are you freezing your semen?
Unless a woman has, without my knowledge, no, I don't think so. Not yet.
I think once a week you should jerk off into a tube, put it in the freezer. I think you owe that to us.
Isn't Polak like a slur for Polish people?
Yes. What else would it be?
Oh, so it's okay because they're white?
Yeah, they're filthy Polacks.
Yikes.
Bunch of pierogi munchers.
Wow, Jesus, I don't even know what that means, but okay.
You never had a pierogi?
No.
Oh, a pierogi is a delicious Polish potato pocket. It's like a potato dumpling.
Interesting. Okay.
I am great friends with
or an empanada?
I mean, is it an empanada type of dumpling?
Would Polish people call it an empanada?
No, they would more call it a dumpling. I would think a potato dumpling.
The difference between...
How have you never had a pierogi? Steven.
I probably haven't. I just don't know that what it was fucking called. Okay.
Well, I want you to go to the grocery store. Do you do your own shopping? Get a box of frozen pierogies. It's going to change your life.
Change my life.
Well, I mean, it's going to definitely impact your life in a positive manner.
Okay, that's better. I'll
Excuse the hyperbole.
Okay.
A variety of savory of sweet fillings, including potato and cheese, sauerkraut, cabbage, spiced meats, or even fruits and berries. Would you like a little berry pocket?
Okay. I'll listen. Last time I go to the store, I will keep this in mind. All right.
I really hope you do.
He's hiring a personal chef, so maybe the chef can make it.
Tell your personal chef you would love to try pierogies.
Okay, I'll let him know.
And we love the Polish people.
You met the guy who's going to be his personal chef on the panel the other day.
Oh, Lincoln. Who was that? Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Lincoln works.
Was that the guy who had a Pikachu pillow on his bed?
Yes, that was.
Yeah,
him.
I don't trust that guy. Don't get the guy as your chef, man. Who was that?
Oh, why don't you trust Lincoln?
He's got a little Pikachu pillow on his bed.
It's weird. Pikachu?
Well, I just think.
Are you one of those guys that think that like adults can't take their kids to Disney World because it's like for children only?
You can literally see Pikachu stuff in the corner of my frame. Okay. No, but it's the only one. Like, why does he not have like an assortment?
Maybe Pikachu's his favorite Pokemon. I don't know.
Is one. It was like, I guess what was serial killer feeling about it is that it was the only piece of decoration. Like, if he had a bunch of Pokemon stuff, it would be cool. Because he only has one sparse Pikachu pillow, I have to ask myself, well, what does he do with it? Does he sleep on it? Does he cuddle it? Does it have a little hole in it that I need to know about? I don't know.
A hole?
I'm just saying, keep an eye on that.
He has a girlfriend. He has a girlfriend. So if the hole is there, it's a consensual.
It's a consensual. You don't know that.
True. My bad. I'm just defending him. I do not know that.
Well, Steven, so what is your current? I know you were big on Fuentes for a while. #1 booster. That's a joke. You guys have kind of parted ways, it seems, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And was that explicitly due to his platforming stances?
A little bit. I think after Kanye West, I feel like Nick got way more insane, and I kind of wanted to distance myself from all of that. So,
do you think he's past the point of no return? Because I think he's way past the point of no return.
I think after the Kanye stuff, I think he's past the point. For me, he's past the point of no return, yeah. If you're going to flip like that hard and that quickly and that dramatically, like I don't think there's a way back. And then also like, I think Fuentes runs into this problem. So here's something that should be very worrying for you as a creator. If you're having like these splurges of popularity, but you're not increasing your overall audience over time, it shows that you're probably hitting your peak saturation to where you can like, there's no more new fans to turn. And I think Fuentes has kind of hit that point. Where he's probably right now, my guess is he's probably about as popular as he'll ever be. And I think I don't know if he's coming to terms with that or not, but yeah.
He would have to pivot to something other than wearing a suit and talking about the Jewish question every week. He'd have to find something else to do.
Yeah, but now since the Kanye stuff, he's like pivoted back to this extreme anti-Semitic shit. So now it's hard to take anything he says seriously anymore, right? Because now he's pigeonholed himself. Like I think prior to the Kanye stuff, they were trying to make their message a little bit more mainstream, still far right, but at least like get off the super Jew conspiracy shit a little more, like just like keep it to memes and jokes. But since the Kanye shit, now he's like hardcore dive back into that. And personally, even for far right movements, I think it's just super toxic. And now he's had a chance to like intersect with like Trump and other popular figures, and now it's like, what do they have to say about him, right? Now
he blew his load. Yeah, he could have made something. Yeah.
And now he's like, now he's disavowed by his literal daddy. So like,
why do so many of these guys get overtaken by the Jewish stuff? Because I think you and I both go, listen, you know, you can have your problems with Israel, or you can say, you know, there's nepotism and hiring practices or something. Sure. But the second you start going down this rabbit hole of, hey, let's kill those guys, it's like, what did you think your political career was going to go from there when you're standing in front of a bunch of bullets and guns, just saying you want to kill the Jews in a holy war? Like, how do these people get poisoned this way? Are they just terminally online and is it a big joke?
Well, for Fuentes, I think it's Kanye West, right? To be fair, he probably saw a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I personally, I could be wrong, but I bet that if Fuentes had a pen and could write for Kanye, if Fuentes could have told him, like, let's do this a little bit differently, I bet he would have told him to chill on that, as silly as that sounds. But I think Kanye leaning into it super hard. Like, Fuentes is going to dick suck no matter what Kanye does. He'll follow him off the ends of the earth. So he just gets basically roped into defending the craziest shit. And then, I mean, he earned it though. I mean, like, he's got a reputation for it as well. So
you don't really believe that.
Okay.
You talk to the guy on No Jumper. Anybody who gets around Kanye stays around Kanye so long as they don't tell Kanye what to do. I don't think Nick would have ever crossed that line.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if he could have, he would have told him, bro, let's not do the Nazi shit. I'd have to go back and watch, but like even on Alex Jones, I want to say that like when I think like when Kanye started to do that like I love Hitler shit, like I think even Nick was like starting to laugh because I think he saw his like political future flash before his eyes. No, because
I think he had his Christmas Day when he heard that shit. Not that
you think it was a nervous laugh, like oh I'm fucked.
Nick is a smart guy in some ways. As much as I don't like him, he's a smart guy, and I think Nick realized for a long time that type of rhetoric is toxic and AIDS as fuck. So as soon as Ye started jumping down like that rabbit hole, I think he realized that like he's basically totally hitched his ride now on this shit campaign. Maybe he didn't have the foresight to see that Ye was going to quit again. I don't know about that, but yeah.
Your scale for like what is smart and intelligent is like off to me, so I don't know.
Based.
Well, Fuentes, I mean, he's smart enough that he amassed an audience and a bunch of money. Mm-hmm. I mean, he knew how to manipulate angry white guys into believing that he had the path forward. Yeah,
doing it while being banned off of like every major platform and everything too. He's doing okay for himself, yeah.
Yeah, and he's also very funny, and it takes a lot of intelligence to be a funny person. No one could deny that Nick Fuentes has incredible comic timing. Mm-hmm. But then he crashed it all into a fucking wall. I do agree that you're kind of leashed to Kanye at that point. It's like once you're in for Kanye, what do? You just go, well, I can't, I have to disavow of what Kanye is saying. I think that would have crashed him as well.
Yeah, that's never happening.
Did anyone ever clarify whether it was Fuentes or Milo?
Milo.
Who's Milo? Which one of them got fired and which one of them was kept?
I think.
Well, Milo initially was fired.
Was he?
Initially, Milo was removed from the campaign and Nick stayed on, and then it was a reversal where I believe Kanye has now brought Milo back and disavowed Fuentes.
I wasn't aware that Milo was ever actually kicked off, but I could be wrong. Maybe I didn't follow it closely enough.
Yeah, no, there was a thing where I forget exactly how it went down, but it was basically, Milo's parting ways. I think Fuentes convinced Kanye, or I don't know, that was maybe just rumor. But at some point, Milo was dropped from the Kanye campaign, and I now believe he is back. Maybe if someone in the chat can confirm that, but that was my understanding of the series of events.
Yeah, from what I can recall, it was Milo that got dropped off super early. This is when there was still a campaign. And Fuentes was kept, and that was sort of like a badge of honor type thing. But then Fuentes went home and started his show up again, and everybody's like, what happened?
Well, you got to be careful when you're going by what they're reporting, because things have been a lot rougher between Ye and Fuentes, I think, than Fuentes has ever been willing to admit. I don't think that Fuentes has ever been forthcoming about how negative their relationship got. So,
and that is why Milo came out with text messages from Kanye saying, well, of
basically
course,
giving him authority to do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
right?
Giving him authority to get rid of Fuentes, which is what he said he did. So again, this is he said.
Now here's my question: is I look at Kanye as a mentally ill individual who is being taken advantage of by people for his clout. For instance, like Candace Owens, I think, set him down this path by convincing him to go to that stupid gala with a White Lives Matter shirt or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, a little. But he only has himself to blame because he gets basically led around like a horse by every fucking person that wants to use him because he's...
But do you think he's of the mental clarity where, because I consider him, legitimately mentally ill.
He probably
to the point that I don't think he has full agency. That I want to blame him, hey, you should know this is wrong, but also you have to take those pills the doctor gave you and stop being upset when you find out the doctor is Jewish, because that's irrelevant to the fact that you're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So in a way, do you see Kanye as taking advantage of Fuentes, or Fuentes taking advantage of Kanye?
Fuentes taking advantage of Kanye for sure. He's trying to, as much as he can, yeah.
Right.
The way that Kanye explained how he was dealing with his bipolar diagnosis was that he's going to take his medications when he needs it, which is not how antipsychotics work. So you would be psychotic by the point that you need it, and you wouldn't think that you need it because you're, higher.
Yeah, it's like carrying around insulin and saying like, I'll just pop this when I'm like having like coma diabetic shock or whatever. Like I'll wait till then, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a path back? See, that's why I think there's a path back for Kanye, though, is that he can claim mental illness. It's not going to be a great path back, and I think he does deserve to suffer pretty permanently for the things he said on some level. But I do think there's a path back where he goes, you know what, I'm taking my meds again, I just want to make rap music. I think he would get a pass. Fuentes went on stage and said he wants to kill Jewish people, so I think that's the end of it.
Well,
I don't think it goes much farther than that.
Just said he wanted them to die in the Holy War. Okay. Could have been metaphorical, according to him.
It's a metaphorical death in a metaphorical holy war.
There you go.
Using metaphorical guns. It's kind of just an elaborate in Minecraft, right? Because I keep getting that.
Do that with a Muslim.
That's what drives me nuts about. That's what drives me nuts about his followers is it's a metaphor. And I go, if everything's a metaphor, it's not a metaphor anymore. At a certain point, you got to say something real.
I always like how everything is a metaphor in their world, but like anything they don't like is absolutely not a metaphor.
100%
So like
true.
that World Economic Forum quote about how like you'll own nothing and be happy or whatever, that's
100%.
Not only is that not a metaphor, that's basically the entire blueprint of like the WEF coming to take every single fucking thing you own and force you to eat bugs and live in the pod or whatever, right? Like, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, you're literally going to have to eat bugs. 100%. Yeah. There will be nothing else to possibly eat. Mm-hmm. It's not like, we might be able to replenish, foodstuffs in, suffering nations with acorn or cricket cornmeal or whatever the hell. I don't care. I'd eat a cricket bread. Sounds good.
I'm good.
But like the actual.
See, but now they're going to say I'm part of the Jewish conspiracy, and they go, yeah, see, he would eat the bugs. And you go, all right, fine. You're right, I lose.
No, but it's one thing using cricket flour. Would you eat the actual crickets?
No, not live. No, they'd have to grind it up.
They'd be dried. The way that they prepare them.
If it looks like maybe I would try it. It will look like a cricket. I couldn't imagine buying a bag of crickets. I don't think I could handle it.
Pussy.
Yes, 100%. There's a lot of things I'm not going to eat. Would you eat a bag of crickets?
It was in Florida. Puerto Ricans down in Fort Lauderdale. They buy that shit. They walk around and eat that shit like it's Doritos.
Ew.
Well, I think the exciting part of this discussion is that we have called the death of America first. That is a downward slide from here.
Yeah,
Nick Fuentes has
as soon as he
crossed
agreed to
the
go
Rubicon.
As soon as he agreed to do the Kanye shit, that was the slide down. Absolutely, as silly as that is. Yeah.
That is now. Would you have predicted that at the time?
I literally predicted everything 100%. I said
you said the second he hooked up with Kanye.
I said that him choosing Kanye. You can go back and find the fucking VODs. I said him choosing this is going to be bad because he's going to stream less, which he did. He left his stream. His fan base is going to start to shrink, which it has already or will. Kanye's going to give up in 2 months. And I was wrong on that. Kanye gave up in 2 weeks. And then Nick is going to go crawling back to his platform, now having been disavowed by Donald Trump and Kanye West. And he's just going to do what he did before, but now with all that mainstream exposure that he turned into nothing. So yeah, fuck that.
So he has gained literally nothing from the Kanye situation.
No, except he's gotten a taste of mainstream exposure and it was horrible. So because everybody disavowed him and he just looked like shit for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Was Fuentes like ignorant? Did he really think you could get on, Alex Jones next to a guy talking about Hitler, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Online, it's cool.
To be fair to Fuentes, if somebody offered you a stage next to Kanye West, most people would say almost anything, right? Like, to be fair to Fuentes, I can understand.
I'd give it a try.
Yeah,
sure. When he started saying like, no, I just love Hitler, I'd go, Kanye, you can't say you love Hitler. If he'd pushed back a little bit, he
but apparently you can't do that because Sneeko says he tried to push back a little bit and then he got nuked for it. So who knows? But who knows what's true or not about that?
Sneeko said Fuentes tried to push back a little bit.
No, Sneeko said he tried to have conversations about that, and that always went really poorly. But
did Sneeko try to have conversations with Kanye? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah. Because Sneeko was like there for a while, and apparently he says
he was also on board with their campaign. Yeah,
that he mentioned a bit, but that he was like super reticent to listen to any negative feedback. But who knows? He could also be lying about that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I also don't think Fuentes got any money because I heard Kanye is notoriously bad about paying people anything.
Possibly. I think everybody, one thing I feel in this red pill space, and I guess in the online space, I think everybody lies about how much money they have all the time. But I mean, there's no way to like prove it. It's not like people are posting bank statements, so it's not surprising that people lie about it. And why not?
They're posting their Twitter checks, which you should do.
Oh yeah.
Tell everybody about the 600 you made. That's big dollars.
True.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I think we're gonna see more tweets from you.
Oh, thanks.
Well, hold on. Back on the Fuentes thing, you say this is like the end of his career, but it seems like the red pill has opened their arms, their misogynistic arms, to now being anti-Semitic and like racist, even though a lot of these red pill spaces are like black men.
I don't think he has any staying power in red pill spaces. I think they're already kind of meh over it. He did his little rounds and that's it. If Zherka can't gain a good foothold in the red pill space, there's no way Fuentes will.
I'm curious what you think about Zherka, because I think Zherka is a psychopath.
Yeah, he's just a mentally ill loser, but he's really funny. So,
is he funny?
He's funny. Yeah, he's fucking.
I think Zherka is relying really heavily on shock humor, which is just saying the craziest thing he possibly can at any point in time. And that you can only do that for so long.
That is true. You have to be able to change up, which I think Zherka lacks the ability to do sometimes. So we'll see how it goes.
I don't know if you saw when he went on the Dick Show and started saying, "What's wrong with pedophiles?" And everyone's like, "I don't really know where you're going with this."
I did not.
There's a lot of things wrong with pedophiles, Zherka. And then he's like, see, I bring everybody like stops talking when I'm like, well, yeah, because you just said what's wrong with pedophiles. He's trying to process exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was a profound thought because you brought the conversation to a halt. It means it was shocking beyond belief.
True, I agree. Yeah, he definitely has a problem with changing up. Yeah.
And it's also really hard to take him seriously, to understand what beliefs he has. It's like
I don't think he has any core beliefs. I don't understand.
He often likes to say that he wants to have a daughter, and then he wants to be with his daughter to make a child with his daughter, so that his child is the most like him. So it's just hard to take him serious.
What are Zherka's core beliefs? He seems to just, again, all I understand from the man is whatever's the most hot button issue.
His core
you tell him like, hey, nobody wants you to talk about the Jews, and he goes, well, I'm going to talk about the Jews then.
Yeah, I think his core beliefs are just however much cocaine he can get into his nose at any point in time.
Well, I have some stories about that. Yeah, he's a great guest. Hopefully, have you ever had Zherka on, Steven?
I'm not gonna say Zherka came from my stream, but like, yeah, Zherka was a frequent guest on my stream about a year ago for like 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've got like quite a bit of history. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Zherka would come on frequently. They both started, well, they didn't both start at the same time, but Steven used to do a game show on Twitch that had Zherka on, and they sort of had a on and off professional friendship from there, when Zherka would, I don't know, actually log on and stream. So it's not that Zherka came from Destiny's community, but Destiny is like the most consistent friend of a streamer friend that he has had.
You must take some pride in that when someone comes out of your show and becomes a phenomenon unto themselves.
No, because most of them end up just backstabbing me. So
you're not proud of Zherka?
I don't have a very good track record for that. Well, I'm just saying, it's not like I've gotten much out of it. It seems like every huge streamer I've built up is like flown away from my orbit as quickly as possible.
Well, you gotta, I don't know, pick better, I guess.
True.
No, because I think the problem is a lot of these progressive, I mean, Zherka's not a progressive, but a lot of the guys that you end up streaming with and probably agreeing with are progressive guys, right? I see a lot of like progressive climbing over each other to get to the top. A lot of expectation of perfect politics where, oh, you disagree with me on this one thing, that means you are fundamentally a broken human being and an enemy to the entire movement.
Sure, true.
I'm sure you get a lot of that.
Yep. But that's like politics on the left. To be fair, it's kind of on the right too. There's a ton of infighting on the right. If you follow well, you do. It seems like you're into the Fuentes drama, right?
A little bit. So, it's
like,
hard to keep track of.
Him, Milo, Ali Alexander, all the people that have left America First, Turning Point USA, like these guys all fight with each other like crazy. Even Crowder and the Daily Wire were fighting with each other, right? So everybody's vying, especially with the Trump vacuum, as Trump like withdraws from relevancy. Like there's gonna be a lot of people vying to fill that vacuum with his prior fan base. So.
And now you're a big Ethan Ralph guy, right?
No, but nice try.
I mean, but you see his meteoric rise right now. I mean, it is the year of Ethan Ralph. It's looking like.
It feels like every year is the year of Ethan Ralph.
Well, that's kind of how he keeps winning. Every year is the year. Sometimes it's the down year of Ethan Ralph. This is looking like an upswing.
Okay.
I don't know, but do you ever miss the Wild West of
Yeah, of course, we all do, right?
Yeah. Just saying whatever you want, doing whatever you want.
Yeah, the insane crazy days of the internet.
Don't you have the internet? I thought you meant of that space, because like you have access to go on and talk to Ethan Ralph and those people.
Yeah, but it's not the same now. Like I've got so much more at risk.
Is what you
it's
miss.
It's not worth it for me to participate in those spaces anymore.
Right. It's sad that we all have to worry about our brands, because now there's so much guilt by association.
Wait, is it the brand you have to worry about? I felt like the reason why people would stop going over there was because of fear of losing your channel.
Well, I mean that too, yeah.
I don't know how much depending on what you said over there. I don't think just showing up on like the kill stream is going to lose you your channel.
Well, if you're on the kill stream and you're streaming at the same time, you're probably dicey too.
Yeah, if you're dual streaming, that's not good. So when are we going to get you on the kill stream again, Destiny? Come on. Yeah, dip your toes in the water. I haven't been on the kill stream in forever.
Yeah. Oh, I could go on the, if you want to do an episode from the 19th to the 22nd, I'll be in LA again if you want to shoot something.
That'd be great. We're having we just did our 100th episode of Biggest Problem in the Universe.
Oh.
Ton of fun. And me and Dick have been secretly planning a television show based on the format.
Really?
I'm announcing that here first.
Right. Wait.
Like it's in the very early stages. Gotcha. And probably nothing will come of it, but
did you guys get back on YouTube, or is that like fucked?
Oh, Dick's so the Dick show is banned. Biggest Problem is not.
Oh,
we have a separate channel for Biggest Problem in the Universe.
Gotcha.
We'll see how long that lasts.
A little spooky, but
we're a slightly well, you're not allowed to call women fat, apparently. That's what Dick got banned for.
Really?
Oh yeah.
He said to the internet. He said
I don't even know if we're not on YouTube right now, right? Well, you can't say Lizzo's fat. If you do, you're bullying her.
Huh.
Even after she forced the people to eat the banana?
If you're mean to Lizzo on YouTube, someone can report you for bullying and you can get your channel struck. Dick specifically, I think Dick might have got struck for a Lizzo thing, but he specifically went at Tess Holiday, if you know her.
Nope.
She's like a body positivity model or something, and he said, "Oh, look at that big fat lady," and YouTube said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," and banned him for that. He had 2 other strikes, but they were like bullshit. Like one of them was like watching news footage of a fight.
You should get Dick and Your God on the same panel together.
Even if they were on the news.
They'd probably be hilarious.
I only try to watch stuff on YouTube. So like if I'm streaming on YouTube, I'll just make sure it's uploaded for it, because if they didn't get struck for it, I'm probably not going to get struck for it.
You would hope, but it's like weird. Like you can watch them on like the ABC channel and it'll be like, nope, that's just like violent content or something.
That's already uploaded to ABC? No shot. Really?
Ask Dick specifically what he was watching, but I assume he was watching a YouTube ABC stream. I could be wrong.
Huh.
I mean, obviously these rules are arbitrary and enforced by some combination of Indonesian teleworkers and robots. Yeah. So who knows what the actual rules are.
True.
But yeah, it really sucks that Dick lost his channel. I'm very upset about that.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair to be upset.
You know, as a big free speech guy.
Not that has anything to do with freedom of speech.
Not that it has anything to do with freedom of speech.
That's not the government, right? So
that's not the government. I was setting you up, Destiny. I gave you that one.
Okay, we've been going for an hour. I want to respect everyone's time.
See you next time, bucko.